Hey y'all, it's Chris here, and I wanted to discuss this one concept that it literally changed my life, and I just have to share it. And I'm really wanting to help increase wealth, help increase the imaginations, and definitely the minds of us, and specifically the next generations. So this thing, it's literally one of the internal governors, or it's like a cloud that hovers over us individually every day of our life. And the word for it, or words for it, is called deserve level. And the deserve level, simply, it's what you believe you're worthy of having, what you believe you're worthy of receiving, how you believe you're worthy of being treated. We don't know where it's come from, but we know that it's there. So it's really a spectrum, and it's, let's say I want to talk about income today. It used to be something that I used to be uncomfortable speaking about, but now I know I'm here. I know the purpose, and so I really want to have these somewhat uncomfortable conversations for some people, just so we can really break out of basically our deserve level and those comfort zones that we've had possibly for generations and generations behind us, so that the next generation can definitely change this thing. And the first one I want to talk about was income. Specifically, what our society says is, hey, we'll get paid per hour, and we normally have something called like a minimum wage. And a lot of us will look at the minimum wage and just be like, hey, if I'm above the minimum wage, or I'm above what people in my industry or field are getting paid, whether it may be per hour, we automatically feel as if like we've done well, or we're satisfied with that status quo. And to break out of that is hard work. Like it really is a lot of work, simply because we do what we call a self-sabotage. And that's, let's say, after we get over a certain amount of money saved in our bank account, or after we get a raise that we possibly didn't believe we will get, and it's above what we believe our deserve level was, we will then sabotage ourselves to make sure we now get back into our spectrum of deserve level. Quite frankly, we don't even know that we're doing it, we just simply do it. It also happens whenever we learn to, let's say, save a certain amount of money. So I'll use a number, let's say if it's $5,000 that you're normally used to having in your account. If you go below that, some people will eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches until they catch back up to that 5,000, number. The hardest part though is after you get past, let's say 7,000, and you're now looking at it like, man, 7,000 is a lot, and I'm not usually, I don't normally have this amount inside the account. As soon as you now exceed that 7,000, somehow, some way, you just find a way to get right back in to where that 7,000 was. I'm really talking about this, even though I know I'm really going to get into credit in the next videos and stuff, is because in order for us to really receive or feel worthy of receiving what we deserve, it's really a mindset type of thing, to where we have to really like chew and work on these things inside of our mind before we'll even allow ourselves to receive anything new or more, or create or gain wealth for that of ourselves. So it's like, before I even want to go into teaching really and showing y'all how you can really create wealth by leveraging debt at very low, if even 0% interest, I really just want to bring up this topic of deserve level, so we can start working on ways to get out of the deserve level that we currently see ourselves in right now. So one big thing that we can actually do, like an actual action step, is like for me, just writing down an affirmation. So you can even put, let's say, my parents made this certain amount when I was a kid, and that amount that they made per year, we can write that down on a sheet of paper, and then just multiply that number by something that makes you uncomfortable, and then go ahead and add 20,000 to that too as well. And really just writing a simple statement of, I'm so happy and grateful now that I am worthy of receiving such said amount, because I provide a service to the society that helps them in such a way. It could be whatever it was. I have one now that I say, and it's, I'm so happy and grateful now that I've created profitable and impactful seminars that transform generational minds, incomes, and imaginations. 10,000 minds transformed by April 16th, 2022. That's just one I have. And the key with this is really saying it as soon as we wake up in the morning, during the day, as soon as doubt comes into our mind about who we are, and really just driving this into our mind until it fully reaches something inside our heart, and you now start seeing results change. You will actually receive a check for $5,000 and not feel guilty. You receive a check for $10,000. These are things that are breaking outside of our norm, outside of possibly what our parents have made financially, outside of what our friends have made financially. And just knowing that you're providing a service for someone, not cheating someone, and the shame and the guilt that you may have had is broken down because you've literally put something now back inside your brain and re-impressed it to truly change who you believe like you are and worthy are of having, or what you're worthy of having. That's all I wanted to talk about today is Garner Deserve level. And I'll definitely go into now talking about how we basically can build your family's credit line and limits in order for you to now have more time to be able to think and do what you want to do. Also have more leveraging power to be able to basically do what companies like Amazon and the Googles, the IBMs, those big companies do as far as how they use credit as a great tool to accelerate growth. All right, so this is Chris. I'm checking out here and I can't wait to make the next videos.